Aloha. Om Swastiastu. Hello, everyone. Hello, beautiful people. It has been weeks since I have made a video, a neurosomatic flow highlight video. I promised myself I would do it every week, and well, here I am. It's week 17, I believe. I think we have about 3 or 4 weeks left. Maybe it's week 16 in the neurosomatic flow teacher training program, the inaugural one. And wanted to, wow, it's been so full. It's been so full, and maybe you have caught glimpses that we just launched our first ever official series of neurosomatic flow classes online, and they're free, and they're taught by our inaugural teachers and training. So this is part of the requirement for them to graduate. So they did a few teaching practicums a couple of weeks ago, a few mini classes, and now this is the full thing. This is the real thing, and we just had our first two today. Leah Emmett and Lee Nadell. Oh my goodness! Anyone who's ever had a dream and of anything, and then that moment that you are now, especially in a teacher training program, this is my first teacher training program, but for me to be the student inside of their classes was just absolutely magical. So amazing. These, yeah, Lee, Leah, excellent work today. Everybody who showed up, thank you so much for your support. So happy you're enjoying. Everyone who is showing up so far is enjoying this so much. Yeah, so I just wanted to just share a little bit about what you all can expect. We still have, let's see, we had 2 classes today. We have 6 more classes. We have 2 coming up tomorrow. I'll make sure to put the link somewhere in the bio or below in a comment where you can register. And again, these classes are free, and they are online inside of our NaiAsa Institute's virtual temple, the Saraswati Shala. So we have 2 more tomorrow, and then we have 2 more on Thursday night in North America. It's in the morning on over here in Asia, and then next week we have 2. We have 2 classes. So the bulk of them are this week, and then the last one is September 10th. So please try to make one or as many as you can. They all are really going to be quite different in the sense that every teacher brings such beautiful, extraordinary, unique flavor and drawing on all of their experiences to bring this medicine of flow, and yeah, just a couple of things. Every class as well. One of my requests was to create a theme for every class. So this morning, the theme for Lee Nadell's class was whole and complete, and she weaved the mantra of "I am whole and complete" throughout the entire journey. And we just worked with the symbol, the sacred symbol of the circle, right? So much of this movement in this art is about embodying these sacred these patterns of universal flow, and these symbols, these sacred symbols that exist in all of nature, and within us, all around us, in the solar system, in the galaxies, and the circle. And so it was just really beautiful. The second class with Leah Emmett was themed as embodying the infinite, so the infinity symbol. And wow, that was, oh, Leah, oh, I just have to say, and there's just so much magic right now too. Had a surprise. Leah surprised me and all of us in class today with my master, my guru, the founder of Playpoint, Nick Woolsey. surprise appearance today. So we have no idea. You have no, I don't even have any idea what what surprises may and what magic may unfold inside of these classes. It really is. It's just been absolutely amazing. Tomorrow I wanted to just share a bit. Those of you who are maybe you're just now learning about these neurosomatic flow classes, and you're like, oh, I want to join one. Well, tomorrow we have 2 classes, as I said. Sonda Underwood. She is out of North Carolina, and Kaya Holes, who many of you who have been to some of our retreats. If you have, then you've been a part of the Ohana for a while, you know who Kaya is, Courtney's daughter. And she is actually our youngest teacher in training, fine age of 15 years old, 15 years young, 15 years old. And I just have to say, wow, I want to give a little, so Sonda has, let me go to Sonda and her class tomorrow, and what you might, what I'm intuitively sensing that you'll be able to tap into is her intention for joining this journey. Everyone, all 12 trainees had different intentions for taking this training program, and Sonda's intention was healing. She had absolutely zero flow art practice experience before coming into this training. She's an art teacher, middle school, I believe, and I can't even, I can. It's almost even hard. Well, no, it's actually not hard for me to believe at all the miracles, the healing miracles that have unfolded for her and her family inside of this journey. So. Yeah, so there's going to be, come, tap into some of that magical flow, inviting this flow as not just a physical practice or a physical concept, but really tapping into the concept and the experience of flow as an aspect of the cosmic intelligence. And that makes everything infinitely possible. All of our classes, you don't have to have any experience. That's the beautiful thing here. I really just showing, oh, beautiful sun here, just showing up, and I feel like. So one of the questions, right, that inside of the practicums that I pop on, that I've popped on all of the trainees is, so if someone were to ask you, so this neurosomatic flow teacher training, like it sounds interesting, but how is it different from just like a flow arts class? So I thought I would share a bit about that, because I'm sure I know many people are wondering, what is the difference? The difference, there are many differences actually. One, in neurosomatic flow, it involves a deep study of neuroscience, first of all, of how the brain works, how the psychology of flow works, and with the brain and the nervous system, and homeostasis, and what does energetic flow look like inside of the body, and the implications in mental and emotional health. That is a big key. That was one of the catalysts for me to want to create this, because this training program, because I was able to experience the medicine of flow in my own personal life and that transformation. And I really, my vision and my dream, which is coming true, is that I could see how there's a place for this inside of institutions, inside of organizations, inside of clinics, inside of hospitals, inside of schools, for the medicine. So it's not a program about tricks. Like if any of you are thinking, oh, I want to go to one of those neurosomatic flow classes so that I can get my trick and performance thing, game on. It's really not about that. It's about exploring and discovering this aspect of your own self that the flow practice helps to illuminate and to reflect. It's somatic based, so neurosomatic, where there's nothing wrong with performance and there's nothing wrong with these beautiful tricks. But our focus inside of these classes, inside of neurosomatic flow, is body based. So there's an invitation when the poi are moving in a certain way or the hula hoop is moving in a certain way, it invites a certain new experience inside of the body, and literally an invitation to move your body in a way that it's never moved before, and the implications of what that does inside of the brain to create new neural circuitry for new ways of seeing, new ways of being, is just really, it's really, really potent and powerful, and as all the trainees can attest to inside of this program, and so many who have experienced flow on their own, not inside of this program, can attest to. So it's really about bringing the medicine. So many of these classes are really, it'll be a really nurturing experience. It'll be a really nurturing experience. Healing, transformation. And I would say the other thing is, as well, this world is really dominated by masculine or like yang energetics. There's a lot of go, 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 push, 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 quick, 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 and this is part of what has created this huge breakdown, in my opinion, that is happening right now inside of this pandemic, where we're being shown, and tons of all kinds of systems are beginning to crumble because many of these systems have been built unsustainably. In other words, not with a foundational balance in these universal energies of the yin and of the yang and of the feminine and of the masculine and of the father and of the mother and of the moon and of the sun, and all of these dualities coming together, the shadow and the light. So this is, so the other part of this neurosomatic flow practice is inviting and cultivating those yin, those feminine energetic currents into your practice, into our practice, into the body, with the breath, not just with the poi, but with the breath, with the hands, with visualization, with the heart, and all of that. And I mean, this is also the other crisis we have right now going on in mental and emotional health. There's just so many nervous systems out of balance. So this is more of a restorative flow practice to bring the nervous system help bring it back into balance, and literally rewire and repattern from the cognitive, the neocortex, to the limbic, to the cerebellum, to the heart and the rest of the body, to create these new sustainable ways within ourselves first. You don't have to have poi, just so you know, and I think I mentioned that. And if you do want to play, right, because this is also about play, you can get two long socks, and you can just create weights with either tennis balls, or you can take a little baggie, put some rice grains in there, so you have some weights. You can also, we're doing a special on Soul Flow Poi on our website. If you want to check that out, you can. I think it's through the site. You can get like a 22% discount right now. You can also bring scarves, right? You can put a weight at the end of that if you like, or just really just invite this to be, you can just have a purely somatic experience and journey inside of this. What else do I want to say about this? Yeah, so in the end, I think what, yeah, what the new world is calling for, what the current world is calling for. If we don't find ways to see new possibilities, then we're going to keep creating from the old lens. And so I think really at the really biggest collective global scale, I think one of the gifts of this practice, why flow and why now, is because it's time for all of us to up level what we can create, and what possibilities we can see. And this is all dependent, literally, on the circuitry of our brains and how we can process all of that information and expand our senses, come home to our bodies, and the intelligence of the heart, and all of this. It's not a singularly black and white explanation, but flow, coming into flow, also to that state of flow where we can then also be receptive, right? Bringing our brains into balance actually has our cosmic antennas become more attentive to receive information, or to have that inspiration from around us, to be able to move forward in a new way. So proud of everybody, so proud of you all, and by the way, tomorrow, Kaya's class, she's going to be our youngest world record neurosomatic flow teacher, 15 years old. And let me just, in case you don't come to her class, I'm just going to pass on some wisdom that came from her, because that's the other thing that I'm present to right now. The elders hold wisdom. We all hold wisdom. And right now, the younger generations, they've got a lot to share. They have a lot to share, and it's time for us to listen to them. And last week, Kaya's first teaching practicum, I get an email from her, and I won't get into the details of it, but she was heartbroken, and something really sad had happened, and she basically said, I don't think I can finish the program. I'm really sad. I don't think I can show up for the practicum tonight. I don't know what to do. I reached out to her and said, well, I want to help you, but you have to meet me halfway. So can you just show up? Can you just show up to this practicum tonight? An hour later, she said, yes, I think I can do that. I think I can just show up. I said, don't even worry about teaching, because she had nothing prepared, because she really got blindsided by a life event that was a very big deal, and it's still a big deal. So she's healing and in a state of grief, and she shows up to this, and I said, and I kind of knew that if she would just allow herself to be held inside of the other teachings, the other mini classes taught by her fellow trainees, I just had a sense that the medicine of flow would do its thing, and she would come out of those classes with a new lens to be able to feel and see differently. And in fact, that's exactly what happened. And at the end, when I gave her the final option, I said, hey, you don't have to, but I know you're not prepared, and would you like to teach? And she rose to the occasion, said yes. And I said, all you have to do is just guide us through one flow pattern, and that's it, and it'll be good for this practicum. Well, she did way more than that, and she brought in some wisdom about the butterfly and its beautiful wings. And if you remember nothing else, and I'm totally, I'm gonna totally let me see if I can say it as smoothly as she does. Don't trust mirrors. She basically said she's realizing it's so important to not trust mirrors because we should never trust anything that tells us what we look like from the outside. And always remember that butterflies they don't need mirrors because they know how beautiful their wings are, and they just fly, and they just fly. So let that be. If you make it to no class, you can thank Kaya Halls for that piece of wisdom. But this is the wisdom that's coming through, and this is the kind of wisdom that you can expect to experience in all of our neurosomatic flow classes. Just want to make a little shout out here to Laurel, who will be teaching, I think, this week or next week, later this week. Amber, Laurel's in Brooklyn, New York. Amber, Santa Fe, New Mexico. Sarah up in Canada, British Columbia. Golden. We've got Miranda, a psychiatric nurse out in San Diego, bringing this medicine in a big way out there. We have Kiki Mason down in St. Croix, who has already been creating transformational spaces with the ritual of fire for her community and beyond. Maya Kai out in Japan, originally from Hawaii, so her class is going to be aloha inspired. Resham, she's out of Indonesia, Jakarta, and she is a professional dancer. She's been a professional dancer her whole life, and is going to really bring, she's so many things. She's going to bring a lot of powerful, transformational, and meditative gems into her offering. And we have Charlotte as well, also in California, who, gosh, I think she's a former aero engineer, space engineer, worked with programming spaceships, rocket ships. Wish I could remember which one. It was a famous one. But anyway, brilliant team of teachers we have here, and really take, please. Yeah, the link is there. These are free. We are recording these, though we may not release the recordings for a couple of weeks. We'll see. And wherever you are, may you just know the infinite possibility that you are. May you know how infinitely supported you are. May you know how infinitely abundant you are, and that just all is possible. And thank you for tuning in to this little highlight, and I look forward to flowing with you soon. Aloha. Mahalo.